too much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast for TwoDopeDudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dave.
What's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's a fall Monday, isn't it?
I got a hoodie.
Isn't it,
Bro, I got a
Governor?
hoodie on.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
I had one on earlier,
Yeah,
but
sure enough.
it was hot up here.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, it's cold in the morning. It's like 50s, 60s in the morning, then getting up to like 70s.
Oh, we got jeans on and
Yeah.
fucking hoodies.
Yeah, can't even see the white pasty legs from,
No, I know.
you know.
I know. Still rocking the flops.
Yeah, for
That'll
sure.
be for a long while.
What, dude? I see you show up in the winter in flip flops
That'll
and
happen.
then change your shoes.
That'll happen.
It happens.
Well, the thing is, fuck them little feet prisons, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's your thing. Were you like a one of those like Vivo barefoot disc golf guys?
No, I just I really feel like my whole life, like I never felt like I could fit into shoes well.
Okay.
They're very restrictive on the sides.
Yes,
I got
I
fat
understand.
feet. They sprawl out a little
Yep.
bit, you know, but that's what your feet want to do. They
Right.
want to do this number right here, not fucking this
Right.
number right here.
Right. That's
like
why like
some
those like
binding.
the pygmies, which is a tribe in the Amazon, like
Oh,
their feet are all splayed out.
yeah, they
because
look like fucking hands,
yeah,
dude. They
well,
got
it's 'cause
like
they
way
are.
longer.
It's
to
the
help
hands of the
grab
ground, man.
Yeah.
It's the ground hands. We call them
Yep.
feet.
Yep. Hey, whatever you're into.
Yeah, whatever you're into. Onlyfeets.com. Yeah.
I think I would do well on there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know. You got to try it out.
I don't know.
Anything new happened this week? How's the industry? How's the industry this week?
It's still
Industry
there.
updates with Dave.
It's still there.
It is an industry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, things are going really quick around me sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It's weird how, I mean, I think we set a land speed record for shortest employee ever. Maybe not ever, but like in the cannabis industry.
Oh,
right?
you said first break, right?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that last week a
Yeah.
little bit?
Yeah.
We touched on that.
Went through sexual harassment training, no problem. That was easy enough. Responsible vendor training, I guess, spooked them off. So
How does responsible vendor training? Was it the
it's
Cannabis Equity Illinois people? Was it just that they didn't want to sit around and wait for the screen to update so they could answer
well,
things?
and that's the unfortunate part about some of this shit is that, like, also too, the questions that are asked through some of the testing, it's like it could be either one of these.
Sure.
And the reality of it is that this one is this one,
But
right?
they're
Like
probably
the
both right,
answers are
too.
both the same, but you want to nitpick the fuck out of stuff. And it was just a weird test personally when I took it, and I know all the answers, so it don't really
Right.
matter, right? Like I literally just have to wait for the damn
Sure.
thing to get done.
Yeah.
Hurry up, let's get through this. I know the answer, but yeah, a couple hours. I mean, yeah.
And so,
Whatever.
I mean, point being is that there's still jobs out there if you want them.
Oh shit, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you need a
Hey, you want to be in the industry?
shit, hit
You
me
can
up.
be, probably.
Hit me up. I'll point you in some directions
Yeah.
if it ain't mine directly. But the we need some seasonal folks now. Who the hell is gonna work season work? I'm trying to figure this out. Who wants a job for 3 months?
Well,
And there's some people
mean,
that get it, right? Because they've got different other jobs that, like,
yeah, but you got to hire them in like June
landscapers
for
and shit.
seasonal. Because, like, how are you going to get them trained in time and
I don't know.
licensed in time?
I don't know. Shit up biz. Be like, dude, what's up? You want to fucking hit up all my fucking
Honestly.
Yeah, all my landscaping buddies.
Yeah, anybody. Well, it depends on if they're getting unemployment and how much they're getting and what they're
Yeah,
doing.
touche.
Because then,
And then let's
yeah,
be honest, I'd rather sit on unemployment collect that free money over going to work. And
I mean, depending on what your situation is, that's the name of the game if you're a union worker,
seasonal,
probably.
yeah. Yeah, fuck. Well, you're right. And then work for cash on the
Yeah,
side.
and then work for cash on the side.
Right.
Get that money.
Never mind.
Yeah. And, whatever. That's just the name of the game. Like, what are you going to do?
Hopefully get some people to come work.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
right? Yeah,
be nice.
right. I think we're starting to see some interesting things.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let me tell you what. Price compression. It's real.
Yeah, how are prices? They up, they
Getting better.
down? I hear they're
Getting better. Depends on what you're looking for, but they're getting better. And I think that there's been a flour
Yep.
has always had, even in other markets, even in Cali and
Well, the
Colorado
3060.
and
It'll be 3060 forever, right?
I mean, if you have really premium quality cannabis, you are probably capable of fetching 50, 55, 60
Sure.
bucks an eighth, and people will pay for it. And they'll pay for it without being super disappointed. If you have regular average run of the mill shit, we need to see some price compression, and it's happening a little bit more here, which is great.
Well, nobody wants to admit that their flour is trash. And I only say that their flour is trash, and it's not even their fault. We've ad nauseum we've talked how it's not necessarily their fault. It just is.
It's just this cycle is going to suck.
Yeah.
Next cycle they'll get somebody else who cares.
Sure.
Or now it's their second or third cycle, so
Sure.
they're better at growing it this
Sure.
time, and it'll ebb and flow forever from every
Yeah.
place for the most
Sure.
part. And that's what, like, I think some of the craft growers and some of the smaller people are producing now the better cannabis in the
Yep.
market because they are able to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
They're able to give love and passion towards the plant, unlike some of these monsters that are just pumping shit out. And I promise everybody, like, don't get mad about it.
Yeah.
We need that shit, right? We
Yeah.
all go to Walmart, right? We all don't go to the
Neiman
Louis
Marcus.
Vuitton every fucking time
Yeah.
we go out to get something, right? It's we need that affordable option, and there's plenty of these monsters who are going to be able to give some of that option, right?
Yep.
But I think I hope to see some of the, some of these smaller guys are actually making really big moves. That Nez flower,
I'm telling you,
fuck, does it look good?
it really
Oh,
it looks
shit,
good.
smokes
It's
good.
nice and
ones I've
dark.
had.
Like it looks like it's not like the stuff where you can tell it's just lag behind a little bit. You can tell some of that lighter
Yeah,
flower
but it's-
sometimes means, but like that
Yeah,
Nez
but
stuff
it's
is like it's dense.
chunky,
It's like a
fucking
nice healthy color. It's filled with
yeah.
trichromes. The smell is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say anything bad about these people's flower. I mean, maybe in the past it was a little bit not all the way up to par because they're trying to grow at that scale for the
Sure.
first time legally, whatever. Right now,
But they're starting to
there's not a
consistently put
single
out some
thing.
good
Oh, they're
stuff. Yeah.
fucking hammering.
Yeah.
Donnie Burgers, or what is it? I think
Donnie-
it's that.
Yeah, Donnie Burger probably.
Some shit like that.
It's a lot of the same stuff that we're
also-
seeing on the gray and other markets like
Baby Yoda.
yeah.
Really cute looking.
Yeah.
Fucking Cadillac rainbows.
They had the cherry something that was good. I told you about it when I saw
yeah.
it. I just can't remember whatever that
Yeah.
trop cherry. That's what it was. They had a trop cherry that was really good.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I was real big on that when I met them at any CannaCon or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do plugs real quick and we'll get into it. Let's talk about the market numbers because they're doing great. If you grow, having the right gear for your home garden makes all the difference. That's why you need to get on board with Crop Culture's quarterly home grower boxes.
Crop Culture releases insane value boxes every 3 months packed with premium seeds, growing equipment, and unique extras tailored for those who want to plant with a purpose.
But that's not all. Coming soon, they're launching monthly crop drops, where you can snag a pack or two of Fire Genetics along with must-have gardening accessories like AC Infinity's legendary trimming scissors.
We're talking stickers, mystery goodies, and deeply discounted bundles you won't find anywhere else. Just an easy one-time purchase with no commitment.
Their current quarterly box is an absolute steal, featuring top-shelf genetics, a pH meter or smell-proof bag, monitoring tools, fermented plant probiotics, and more.
And for our listeners, use the code TwoDopeDudes for $10 off any purchase of $100 or more at cropculture.net.
So whether you want the full quarterly experience or just need a regular re-up, Crop Culture's got you covered.
Level up your garden and score some gear that'll have your plants standing tall. If you grow, you know you need to check them out at cropculture.net before sold-out regret sets in. Let them help you plant with a purpose. Hey, Canna-Curious connoisseurs, are you looking to elevate your wellness routine? Take it up a notch with Mr. CBD Chicago.
That's right, dude. They've got everything you need from their brand new El Jefe line with CBD and THC sprays for a discreet and convenient dose, to their legendary Moonrock Matte Bottle Rockets and the always satisfying Spliff Society pre-rolls.
And listen up, Two Dope Dude listeners. Use the code TwoDopeDudes at checkout for 10% off your entire order at MrCBDChicago.com. That's right, 10% off.
So ditch the stress and embrace the good vibes with Mr. CBD Chicago. Head over to their website today. Just remember, use the code TwoDopeDudes for that sweet discount. You're not going to regret it. Hey there, fellow plant enthusiasts. Tired of using chemical fertilizers that harm your soil and the environment?
We feel you. That's why we want to introduce you to Green Grow Biological.
Green Grow offers organic soil amendments packed with beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizae fungi like their popular Pride Bloom fertilizer and flower finisher.
These little powerhouses work together to improve your soil health, helping your plants grow strong and healthy naturally. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, Green Grow has something for you.
And because Green Grow is committed to sustainable practices, you can feel good about what you're putting into your home and garden.
Head over to thegreengrow.com to learn more about their amazing products and how they can help you take your gardening to the next level.
And listen up, because here's a special offer just for our listeners. Use the code TwoDopeDudes for 10% off your entire order at thegreengrow.com.
That's TwoDopeDudes for 10% off at greengrow.com. Happy planting!
Yeah, so plugs, hey. You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite podcasts and streaming apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. We appreciate it when you use the promo codes. This definitely helps us keep doing what we love to be doing. Pays for the electric, at least.
Electricity.
Yeah. You can find us at supportdopepeople.com along with links to our other pods and free stickers just by providing your email and address. And email us at twodopedudespodcast@gmail.com for all your questions or things you want us to talk about.
What are you doing on Thursday night? Come hang out with me.
That's right.
Peace, Love, and Cope. I'm live. I'm there, 8 p.m. every Thursday night. Most Thursday nights. Sometimes life happens, but
Very
come hang
rarely.
out. Talk weed.
Yep.
Have fun. Relax. Good community.
Great
Good.
community.
Yep.
Love to see all the people from here to there to, every other community.
We've been having some bangers of a couple of nights here. The last few times have been fucking
Yeah.
amazing. Good music, good friends, good conversation. Like, it's fucking been great. But
Hey, YouTube comments.
Macho Grams.
Macho. Also, consistently putting out some awesome songs now. Getting into that AI songs. Love it. Great live Gromies. Thanks for all you guys do. These convos are needed. Guapo and Dave. Hey, love you, brother. We appreciate you. Yeah, live chat was also always got the live chat. I always like to show Dave all the good chatting that happened. Let's get back to yep, let it grow out until couch lock. John Voight, he was talking about the CBN and the later end of the spectrum. When we were making that distinction. Yep. That's exactly what I meant.
Yep.
Mr. Rourke 420, J Carbo. Thanks for the shout out. Appreciate you introducing me and having me at your table this weekend. Yeah.
Let's go.
Like I said, you're awesome, dude. I didn't know you were also Mr. Rourke, but that's super cool. Yeah, been around a lot. And then if I go like this, maybe it won't. Anyway, it won't show the live chat replay.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I don't know. It could be oh, there we go.
Hey.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like actual discussions in here. Heisenturb, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, Bless Up Kev, Macho, Lone Star Larf, Penny Hearts, I said Pete, right? Yeah. Who else do we want to shout out? Anybody?
God damn, that's a squad. Who else comes in? That is gangster.
Rojo, right there.
Hey,
Steve, you better believe.
Steve,
I
I
know
do believe.
Steve Wartenberg was in there earlier too, saying what's up. Just Nick DJ. These are all the people. Kind Buds and Dank Nugs, Spanish Casey. Yeah, shout
Wow.
out to all these people who come in and are at the live chat. We appreciate you. You should come there too. Come in the live chat while it premieres on Wednesdays, usually around noonish.
Yeah.
Come join in the live chat. Be part of the community. We appreciate you. We love you.
Yeah.
Thursday nights too.
Yeah.
Hey Dave. Illinois News Joint reporting on our favorite thing. Did you know that's
Thanks, friends at Illinois News.
yeah,
Joint.
thanks. They were just up here at this Stash Dispensaries event.
Okay.
And looked like a good time. I know I saw Briggs last week. Oh yeah.
Hey,
I
Buddy Briggs.
we should talk about the farm in Briggs too. Yeah, I saw Briggs. Briggs was at the event too. At Goat's Farm when we were helping goat harvest the CBD, which was really cool.
I told you about that. Somebody was asking me to get Briggs
Yes.
shit in. So can I?
Yes.
I need his contact.
Yes, I got you. I actually talked to Briggs about that and said to expect a call from you soon.
Nice.
You're welcome. You know how I do. But yeah, that was shout out to Goat. Hopefully, hey, we should be talking about the Goat Cup too. Like, hopefully you're gonna come to the Goat Cup at the end of the month. I'm entering the Goat Glue in the Pro Cut competition. There's 15 of those. There's also Grow Your Own, but tickets are only $10. It's at the end of the month. It's gonna be in Elgin where we had the last Lil Bean event. So I'm gonna put up an ad right here with a link. Please go to Goat's Instagram and buy tickets. It's going to be a great time.
Yes.
And Support Dope People is a sponsor of the Goat Cup. So
Damn,
yeah, for sure.
Fire.
Yeah.
I do love that man too.
Yep.
So yeah. So good.
But yeah, thanks to my ADD, all those other things, just by saying Illinois News Joint. Illinois September medical cannabis sales hit low point. Released its September medical cannabis sales total. September totals dropped to 21,699,000, the lowest monthly total since July 2019.
Whoa, that's
Yes,
adult use.
That is pre-adult use.
Holy shit, it's going the opposite way.
It's
but
been
that
going
plays right into
why there needs
my
to be
price compression talk that I just said.
Right.
The price compression is happening both across, so it's double impacting medical because the people who are buying medical are paying less for it to begin with.
Right.
And people who were purchasing medical before don't feel the necessity to get the medical card necessarily as much if you're not a large user or something, because there are some places that are allowing or you end up paying close to the same,
Sure,
depending on what's going on.
Sure.
Now it's not the same because medical, whatever, but these recreational dispensaries, to stay in competition with medical dispensaries, sometimes have way better and way more aggressive initial sale prices, which, it's nice. So
as it should be, medical users should be able to shop at all the dispensaries and get their medical tax break.
Bingo.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
should
Like
be
that's common sense.
Yeah.
That's literally common sense.
Yeah. And if that was the case, we would see a re-increase of medical sales numbers, but that is not what this state wants.
Total retail sales since November 2015 reached 249 billion.
Yeah, 249 million.
Yeah. 2024 total retail sales 215. Is that million?
That's millies.
Yeah, millions. Total 24 wholesale number. Yeah, so it just keeps going down. Monthly totals for 2024. January, we're up in the 24s.
Oh,
March,
wow.
March and April, 25 million.
Wow.
And then May, we go 24,
Holy
23,
fuck.
23, 23,
We saw
21.
a decrease of almost $2 million fucking dollars from fucking.
Yep. From January to September.
From August to September.
You're
Look at that.
wrong. Yeah.
That's a massive drop in 1 month.
1 month.
2 mil.
Man. Maybe some of those dispensaries
I
should be
wonder what
taking this into account when they're wondering about their low sales numbers.
I'm wondering. That's kind of
And
wild, man.
27 oh, so let's go back to 2023. January it was 27 million,
Holy shit!
right?
Look at what was this
July's
September
26 million.
26, and oh my god, November was the worst, but and September was the second worst. So for
Sure.
some reason, September seems to be low in the medical side of things. Yeah, scroll down. We got
So
22 here
2022,
too.
we're in the 29 to 31-ish million
See,
range.
because that's 28 million, dude, in a 2-year span to drop fucking $6.5 million worth of sales is drastic for a market that
Yeah.
continues to see like the same amount of fucking card holders, right?
Yeah. Well,
For the most part, it doesn't like increase by much, but
no,
it's
I
not
think
decreasing by much
if I
either.
remember correctly, our sales, our medical license numbers are dropping.
Oh,
I think
are
it's
they?
down to like 26,000 or something.
No, maybe because I think there was one time where it was like 46,000 unique purchases or 56,000 unique purchases for the month.
Well,
But
we
there's like
both remember the 6,
120.
so it could be between 26,000 to 40 or
Yeah, and
56,000. I
I'm
thought
with
it
you.
was
I just think that
decreasing.
I think we have like 120-ish thousand medical patients altogether. I think we've kind of
I
lingered around right over
I
100K for a long
Yeah, I
time.
think we're remembering how many active medical users per month
Well, and
shop at
that's what I'm
dispense. That's
saying. I think
probably
it's
what it
like, and you might
is.
be right.
We're
Some
we
months it might be high
Sure.
20Ks, and some months it might be low 40Ks or whatever. Like we were both kind of in the
We
same
are
range,
two
but
dope dudes, so we're kind of stoners. So like
dudes bring in fire.
yeah. Hey, but that also the other thing that hopefully is let's talk about Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition and talk about the legislative update because lawmakers return to Springfield next month once the plan. So this actually does
I'd like to
affect
hear this.
all of us.
Yeah.
So this just really talks about the veto session and what lawmakers are going to try and do. So on November 12th, Illinois lawmakers return to the Capitol. They're going to have a special legislative session called the veto session. Now, it's harder to pass a bill during a veto session because there's a small amount of time and it may require a supermajority vote, 36 votes in the Senate and 71 votes in the House. And they're going to vote on bills from the 12th to the 14th and the 19th to the 21st. And
Nothing's happening.
absolutely nothing's going to happen. This is obviously the best opportunity to advance the Canna Equity agenda, which we've talked about. A lot of their stuff is actually focused on medical patients. And,
Yeah.
we do. I participate. Dave, tangentially participates. You may remember that HB House Bill 2911, the Cannabis Equity Omnibus package, was not called for a vote in the House, which was not expected. There was much lobbying. I personally went down to Springfield to meet with lawmakers to discuss hemp and cannabis. There are many reasons it was not called. GTI primarily is held responsible as they spread misinformation about the bill and hired lobbyists to come talk to the lawmakers right beforehand. This is all public knowledge. We worked tirelessly to organize advocates and educate lawmakers these past 2 years. This is from Canna Equity Illinois. And they want neighbors, advocates, patients, creatives, policy nerds, and everyone in between to get involved and support this cause, which is why we're talking about it.
Yep.
It is on all of us to make it abundantly clear that our entire legislative agenda is passed this fall. It is important for you to participate and for you to speak up because people complain a lot on Reddit, on Twitter, on whatever about how shitty the market is and how it sucks. And we talk about how much taxes there are and how many barriers there are in a way for actually people participating in the market and for us to have a thriving market because that's what we want. We want people to have access to medicine freely and we want it to be the cleanest and the best medicine, correct?
Yeah.
That's
100%.
part of the program. So
100%.
that's why we're telling you about this right now and really urge you get involved with Canna Equity Illinois. They have Monday night legislative meetings at 5:30, which usually when we record. So unfortunately, I haven't been participating, but go to their website, Cannabis Equity Illinois. There's a bit.ly link on their Instagram. Check it out.
And
Yeah,
yeah. I as much as I would love to see something happen during that
sure.
time, and has there been enough going on for there to potentially be something that happens in November? Yes, we're too close to an election, though. I
Yeah,
just
that's how
don't
I
see
think.
anybody making huge moves. So, I mean, one yeah, one day at a time, I guess, with that one.
For
And
sure.
I back Aaron in saying that all of us need to you do have a voice. Get involved with at least Canna Equity Illinois.
Yeah,
And
they have some really good things.
yeah, listen to how you can advocate more respectfully.
Right. And they work with people like Chicago Normal, and they have workshops on like how to talk to your lawmaker. And if uh, I know this because I've been on the things or on the calls, if you are uncomfortable meeting with your like they will go there with you and like coach you through it and like talk to the lawmakers because they want to have an actual relationship with the lawmakers to actually pass good legislation and educate these people about what's actually going on instead of from the lobbyists.
Yeah.
I mean, even though Canna Equity Illinois is a lobbyist, like they are lobbyists, but it is a like a public, non for profit.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. So like they're there for you. So call them up, get involved. They'd love to like talk to you and talk to your specific lawmaker in your area, wherever you are in Illinois.
I respect the shit
Yeah.
out of that. It's good that somebody's doing
Exactly.
it. 'Cause at least there is a voice.
I mean, there has to be a voice.
Yeah.
Here's one from Marijuana Moment.
Hey.
DOJ says allowing a Pennsylvania prosecutor who uses medical marijuana to possess a gun would be dangerous.
Ooh.
In a court filing by the U.S. Department of Justice, attorneys for the federal government argue that the nationwide ban on marijuana consumers owning firearms is constitutional and should remain in place, arguing it aligns with other restrictions on gun ownership by dangerous, mentally ill, or intoxicated people. Wrong. We don't restrict
My God.
people who drink alcohol
Or consume fucking
pills.
prescription
Sure.
medication,
Well,
which is literally just
I mean,
depending on what
depending
the fuck
on
you're
what
doing,
it is,
right?
yeah.
And depending on how far it's gotten, yeah,
For sure.
everything. But
The brief filed Tuesday in U.S. District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania is the latest in a case filed earlier this year by Warren County District Attorney Robert Green, a registered medical marijuana patient in the state. Green teamed up with the Second Amendment Foundation to file suit in January against the government, including U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland and the heads of the Bureau of ATF and the FBI. Good. Three-letter foundations, or what is it? Three-letter organizations of the government should be abolished. Yes. The original suit that says while Green intends to lawfully purchase, possess, and utilize firearms and ammunition so that he may exercise his constitutional right to keep and bear arms for self-defense and all other lawful purposes, he's forbidden from doing so because of his status as a state-certified medical cannabis patient.
yeah, it's a weird green line. Like there is a strange line even in all interpretations of this because we're using a state law to
Right.
try to interpret a federal law.
Right.
And that is a tough bit, right? And to try and say, well, because within our state borders,
Right.
this is how we want it to go, doesn't necessarily mesh with the federal side of things, protects us even harder. So I don't know.
Well, it says here, let's see. It says the government, however, has not prior to. It also notes that possession of even state legal medical marijuana remains a federal crime. The government, however, has not prioritized enforcement of prohibition against state regulated medical cannabis programs, and a federal budget rider prevents the use of funds to interfere with state legal programs.
Bingo.
Right.
So, and that's, yeah. Yeah.
It's
I mean,
well,
it's
cannabis needs to be descheduled entirely. And we've been saying that
period.
for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yep.
Yeah, we have this problem here in
If
Illinois, and
we
it's not.
literally like we constantly talk it is glorified in media
Yep.
for fucking hillbillies and guns, right? Alcohol, give me some fucking alcohol. Hew, pew, pew. And like throwing fucking beer bottles and shooting them
Yep.
and fucking just it's there's something very like that's okay. Blissful impairment. I mean to the point of like you don't even know who the fuck y'all have been intoxicated with alcohol before. You lose all fucking functionality. You're dumb as shit. Cannabis totally different. But yeah, let's
Well, yeah,
just
you
go
lose
ahead
your
and
yeah. Well, it lowers your inhibitions, and I mean, if you're super high, you probably shouldn't be making. I mean, you probably shouldn't be having to make that decision
I
on if
wouldn't
you're going
say
to use
so.
a firearm or not. Like,
I
I
wouldn't
don't
s-
think that's wild to say. Like, if I'm high, I'm not like in my clearest state of mind.
I wouldn't
If
say
I'm
that you
intoxicated,
are going to make a bad decision on whether or not your life is in
yeah,
danger or not though,
sure,
right? Like in the same way that like if you're drunk and somebody says, "Hey, fuck you, bitch," and then
right.
you come out with a gun, like that's a fucking horrible, and that's an escalation that happens with some level of regularity. But I don't know anybody who's like, "Hey, you bitch," that's like, high that would even. I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
I mean, there's just we keep talking about stuff, but like this is problems in our community,
100%,
and it's something that people need to think about and need to speak up about.
hundred
And
percent.
if you're anti-gun, well, you're not very intelligent.
Well, I mean, there's both sides to it, right? Because in the extreme instance where if we were all intelligent enough to take all pew pews away,
Yeah.
that would be fucking awesome, right? But at the
If we lived in such a fantasy world where we didn't need that and we
yeah,
could guarantee that governments didn't ever become tyrannical or
yeah,
anything like that, then,
yeah,
if everybody was super cool, peace and love, but that's not the way it
yeah.
is. It's not the way it is.
No,
And anything else is just
no.
cognitive dissonance, I think.
Well, and that's it. I mean, I would
You know
love
what I
to.
mean?
I would love to find the place, right? I would love, especially I'm like peace, love, and cope,
Yeah,
right?
for
Like
sure.
I want to find the
I
place
want
where
that
we
too.
all can coexist.
But I also don't
Where,
trust people.
and it's because we are the enemy. It's not because there is a common enemy. If we all found that death was a common enemy
Yeah.
or um, degrading was a common enemy or aliens were the common enemy, it doesn't really fucking matter. We would all work together collectively to try to prevent something. But at
Right.
this point, there's no real enemy except for each other. And I think maybe it's a telling of the times being maybe better than they're not, right? Like having some level of ability to communicate and travel and feed yourself on massive scales, farming and industries. And there's a lot of really cool fucking opportunities. But I think, yeah, I don't know.
I
I, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I wish that, I wish that there was a day when we saw the real piece of it, right? I wish that there was a time when, take all the shit that was going to harm everybody and get rid of it, right? But it's almost like we're so scared of some of the things that we don't talk intelligently about them to try and overcome the shit. We
I
dwell
mean,
on the
our
problems.
presidential candidates aren't even expected to have actual thoughts or comprehensive arguments for stuff. We have these stupid
Well, and it's
fucking
you're a puppeteer to
debates,
your
right? But like they're not even like they get little sound bites, but like there's not even somebody going, "Wait, how do you mean that?" Like, could you expand upon that? Like nobody has anything to say because nobody knows shit.
well, but that's it.
So
It's like
that's what I'm saying. I'm
once you
agreeing with
try to
you.
get to that point, what
Yeah,
are you're a puppeteer of the people who pay the most for
yeah,
your attention,
time.
and then secondly, like you have to pay so much attention to the dumb idea of politicking,
Yeah.
right? That all you know how to do is to fucking debate identity. All you know how to do is to debate foreign policy to
Well,
some degree, but like we keep talking about foreign policy and then have garbage fucking policies for
domestic
here,
policy.
right?
Yeah.
We literally just, there's a lot of weird shit that goes on if we're talking about civilized government, right? If we're talking
Sure.
about a governing force that tries to oversee the people within its tangible borders, a touchable somebody that we can impact the lives of, it seems reasonable that they were more for the fucking people, you know?
Well,
But
yeah, but
at
yeah.
yeah, and again, I just rant on the thing because wouldn't it be fucking nice to have a moment of peace? Wouldn't it be nice when if there was a common enemy where you didn't have to look over your shoulder at every single person that walked around you and go, "Man, that's competition.
Yeah, that's
That's
silly.
somebody about to take something away from me."
That's silly.
Yeah. And I know that it's not everybody because some of us are blissfully optimistic,
Sure.
right? I see a lot of people who come out real bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I see it directly with some of the people that I work with. They're young and they have passion for things, cannabis being one of the things
Mhm.
specifically. And man, wait till you fall on your face a couple of times. Wait until the
Well, it's about how you
reality
respond. It's about
smacks
how
a
you
few
get
ways.
up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just that there's so many ways of people getting put down now, right? Like even in the I don't know, I guess you're just held at bay maybe in some other ways. It's not being put down as much, but like everything that we do, we're working for expansion, right? We're working to better and to keep going and
Right.
um in a lot of industries that comes in 1.5% raises every 6 months or yearly, or you get a bonus every once in a while, or, so you get this fucking fake review from somebody who doesn't really spend any time with you.
Right.
And like, so some of this shit doesn't feel as passionate as
Right.
what you would have been at 21 fucking years
Yeah.
old, finally getting into it. Man, I'm part of it. I love cannabis. For me, this shit is great. And then you get in there and you go, whoa, all these motherfucking people are selfish as shit.
Yep.
Everybody fucking is only worried about what they're getting for free, how much they have to do
Oh,
for how
yeah.
little they can do it for.
I've heard that too. I've heard that that's a common complaint that I've started seeing is that people are some people are like, "Hey, shouldn't all these free samples actually go to the bud tenders instead of
overly
getting hoarded in some locked cabinet?" Like
o-
that's the stuff you see like on Reddit that people complain about.
yeah, but overly entitled and under
Yeah.
fucking
Underperforming?
underperforming,
Sure.
over entitled.
Well,
You literally
yeah.
fucking expect everything. The expectations are so great. I have to tell everybody, if you're listening to me say it, expectations are selfish as fuck. That's something that you thought should happen because you put in some effort. That's fake as fuck. That the only time that fucking comes out and is real is when there is a signed contract and somebody's held to fucking following through with it, right?
Right.
Because otherwise, the amount of times that all of us get manipulated or taken advantage of
Sure.
on a handshake or on some whatever
Yeah.
is why we're all so fucking cold
Yep.
to every other human. That's why we're all like, yeah, fucking
Well,
out.
that's the other thing, but it's on the companies as well. It's on the corporations as well to operate in a way where you go, hey, like we do what we're gonna say, and we believe so much in what we say that we'll put it down on paper, and then people will start to not feel that way, and then you can go back to that. But it's also it's both. I can see both. You know what I mean?
You dig?
I'm
And
just
it-
saying.
It's I trust you me. To me, there's two sides to every book, and it's probably tons of pages inside that book as well. So
Mhm.
there's just it's perspective on perspective. But
Yeah.
is
I'm not
there
even talking about anybody that I know personally. I'm just talking about shit that I see online.
no, and
And
you're
you know what I mean? But like,
and
I
it's
assume that if it's getting talked about online, then it's probably a fairly common problem in the
the
industry.
reason for it is because people keep okay. I'll explain this directly. Dispensaries have sample products that are sent to them by cultivation
Mhm.
centers for bud tender samples, for
Giveaways for
giveaways, for monthly
internal.
promotion
Yeah.
things, for whatever. So sometimes you do get a little abundance, and sometimes the promotion doesn't go all the way through, so you got a little bit extra of them. And
Sure.
what do you do with it? I got it given to me to give away to the consumer if they buy the eighth of something
Yeah.
or whatever, right? So it should sit there. The other thing is, um, if we've got what 20 cultivators that are monsters, we've got
Yeah.
20 cultivators coming in, 20 infusers trying to everybody's sending some
shelf
shit
space, yeah.
along. But some people send you 5 of something. Some people send you 10 of it. And I got a
Uh-huh.
crew of 20 fucking people.
Yeah.
So I got to find a way to be fair with some things. So some onesies and twosies sit off to the side. And by the time it's all said and done, if you went and looked in the corner, you'd go, whoa, there's how much sampled cannabis
Yeah.
here? And then I would literally in 2 minutes of explanation go, this is how that gets distributed, and it's done immediately, right? There's some people who send product for what if they have a bad cart or
Sure.
something, right? Here's replacement carts
Yeah.
in case anything happened. We had a bad run of fucking hardware last time. This is our new hardware. There's a lot of random why samples get fucking sent into
Sure.
dispensaries.
That makes sense.
Let me tell you what, as a fucking bud tender, never say a word about it. It's so I love you all, and every single one of you will get plenty of them. And if your place isn't doing it, because there was a place that I went to before that didn't give bud tenders fuck all, right? And I was like, ew, I don't like
That's
this.
dumb.
Super dumb, especially because
that's a cop out because they don't want to have to deal with it.
that's bingo. Well, bingo.
Yep.
But the other thing is, how the fuck do you stay? For me, period, is
Updated.
just
How do you know what's fire?
but stay fair and consistent with everybody. No matter what you do, if you are somebody who is a management, AIC, whatever the fuck you are, and you have access to sampling things to employees,
Yeah.
be generous, be fair, because some of these cultivation centers are doing so. But these cultivation centers are being generous and kind right now because you're ordering some shit. In the next month or two, when you're not ordering shit, and then all the fucking bud tenders are crying about where's the samples at, give me my shit that I'm entitled to, and you don't have anything sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
Remember this conversation. I'm trying to tell you, there's a way that thing can be handled
Yeah.
correctly where nobody's going to get their feelings hurt. I believe that all bud tenders should have access to this stuff so that they can explain it, and that is why cultivation centers send it to begin with.
Yes.
Is so that the bud tenders will go back
Frontline
out
sales.
and go, this shit was actually fantastic.
Yep.
Buy it now.
Yep. Yep.
And
you want your frontline sales to be familiar with your product.
I promise you it works. Some people have come out and go, it also will shoot you in the fucking foot.
yeah.
Bring a
If
shitty
it's-
product
if
to
it's
fucking,
garbage.
bring a shitty product to market and then send that as a sample to the bud tenders.
Yeah.
Your product will never sell.
Yeah.
And I've seen it a couple of times recently where I'm like, guys, let the market buy it if they want to. If they come in and say, hey, I want this thing,
Let them find out.
allow them to have it,
Yeah.
right? Because we'll never sell it if we keep telling them that shit's trash, and you only think it's trash. Somebody else in here thought it was okay, So
And that's another thing that, that goes back to education. And I know it from listening to you for many years, is that just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean somebody with different symptoms, it's not going to be the exact thing that they want, the exact thing that they need.
perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So you can't say it's trash. You can say
it's different,
you know what?
and it's not up to
What
my
are-
par.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for my specific
What you
use
can-
case, I don't use it, but I've tried it, and it's it's very decent. It's smokable or whatever the hell you got to tell
I
them.
don't prefer that. That's all
Sure.
I would even, because the other thing is, a lot of people in the cannabis world think that their preference towards cannabis makes it the quality cannabis of the world. That is not a
No.
truth in any capacity. There are plenty of things that are good and very quality, right?
Mhm.
But there are some things that fucking, they're exceptional.
Yep.
There's some things that you just don't fucking see every day. You just don't have access to with regularity.
Right.
Maybe you don't have the funds to constantly obtain it. There are some things that are just a little bit better. And I
Yep.
promise you, um, you know,
Speaking a little bit better,
oh,
want to talk about THCV?
I do.
I'm not going to have any music, and I'm probably never going to make like an intro screen for this. But hey, know your cannabinoids with Dave. Do 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 do.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm sure you can make a song if you really wanted to.
Ooh,
I know
man.
you do.
Yeah. THCV, do you want to give this explanation?
Tetrahydrocannabivarin
Yeah.
Anavirin is an analog of tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, having a propyl, which is a 3-carbon side chain instead of a pentyl 5-carbon. It makes it non-psychoactive in lower doses. It has been shown to exhibit neuroproductive activity, appetite suppression, glycemic control, which is fat, and reduced side effects compared to THC, making a potential treatment for management of obesity and diabetes.
Oh, bingo. Nailed it. One of my favorite words for THCV.
THCV was studied by Roger Adams as early as 1942.
There is.
I believe it was the first one to be like not copywritten, but like trademarked. Didn't we talk about this last year about
I think
some
CBG was the first one,
Sure.
or CBG or something like that. Maybe CBN was the first one to be found.
Sure.
And then, yeah, I think THCV, because of who was Jack Herrera, I think, got a big crop that had a heavy THCV content in it at one point, and I
Okay.
think that's when things really kind of took the turn for it. But I think, yeah, I think Jack Herrera was the starting strain for THCV.
So if you've seen our other know your cannabinoids with Dave, I should have. Well, I don't even need to do that because I have a little thing. If you've watched the other ones, you'll know what a cannabinoid receptor type 1 antagonist is. So THCV is a antagonist for your CB1 receptor, correct?
More abundantly.
More abundantly than
Correct.
the CB2.
Correct. THCV is really good for anxiety reduction.
Okay.
And I would say more specifically anxiety reduction, because it's pretty good at focusing you in, right? Now, depression, if you focus in on what you're depressed on, it could be more negative, right? I wouldn't say that it's necessarily bad for depression, because maybe it has
Mhm.
some counter properties that help, whatever. But for directly anxiety, it really helps focus and keep thoughts precise. They've talked about it being a neuroprotectant,
Yep.
but also like it just
Antipsychotic.
bingo.
Yeah, it talks about the serotonin receptors. I actually wonder what it would do for ADD or
Well,
ADHD,
and so
since that's like a serotonin type. That has more to do with not having enough serotonin receptors, but
there is a
activating them would be dope.
strain in Illinois called tunnel vision.
Really?
It's heavy THCV, and it kind of is neat that that's the name, because that's kind of a thing that THCV is capable of.
Okay.
Anxiety to me is always this idea that we're thinking about too much
Sure.
that isn't going on immediately where we can handle it,
Right.
right? We're worried about the bills.
Mhm.
We're worried about the significant other. We're worried about work. We're worried about whatever the party is this weekend. We just got all this shit going on, but immediately within this room, it's only me and you, a
Yeah.
camera and a computer,
Sure.
right? Like this is all we can handle.
Right.
The more that we think about outside of here makes this anxiety continue to ramp up.
Sure.
THCV is very good at maybe closing the walls in, and not in a bad way, and just making you go, holy shit, I am present where I'm at. I can stay more focused in something. I don't get so racy in thoughts, and I can pinpoint onto a single thing and stay focused and task oriented, which, of some other cannabinoids don't necessarily offer that level of clarity. So THCV for that
Yeah.
is one of the best. But what THCV is the best for, in my humble opinion, and it already mentioned it there, it has to be for its potential in diabetes treatment, but maybe
Mhm.
not direct treatment of diabetes, but maybe preventative diabetic possibilities. It is very direct in what it's capable of in some of the organs and shit,
Mhm.
but being an appetite suppressant is huge, right? Where the munchies are associated with cannabis so directly, especially in heavy THC doses, to have something that would help us not reach for sugary bullshit,
Right.
especially if you're diabetic to begin with, but then is capable of, because it's not, a super high THC, maybe we got THCV involved, is capable of then helping the neuropathy of things, because
Okay.
low dosing THC
Sure.
kind of helps neuropathy. So cannabis high in THCV, anybody who's a diabetic, it's like almost a hey, you should try this and see how it goes.
Who makes the tunnel vision? Do you remember what cultivar?
It is simply is it Simply Herb, which is Ascend,
Okay. Ascend
I
Wellness.
believe. Yeah.
Okay. I actually want to
And
try that out.
yeah, and again, there's some strains now. It's really neat to see people growing for excess cannabinoids. If
Yep.
you listen to some of my early podcasts of 2020 and
Mhm.
shit, I spoke heavily on how desperately I wanted to see excess cannabinoids come to the forefront, right?
Yes.
And we've seen some of them. We've seen some CBN really take off, CBG and CBC every once in a while. You
Yep.
get some of those as well. THCV is the one that I've wanted to see the most.
Oh yeah.
Diabetes, I think, kills like, what is it, 1.2 million people a year?
Well,
Maybe it's
it also
400,000.
has,
I don't
it
know.
says
I
here,
might be.
energy and motivation, a 2-to-1 ratio of naturally derived THCV to THC extract has been demonstrated to show energizing and motivating results in a double-blind placebo clinical study, which relied on self-reported. But I
And
mean,
that's
that's
what I'm
even
saying
part of it,
too.
right?
If
Like,
we slow the
right,
anxieties
right.
naturally,
And
if we're able to
you're not
focus,
sitting there munchy. You have motivation to do
bingo.
something. You have some energy to get up and do something, whether that's to walk the dog around the block or
Well,
not. It all starts with the most important thing is to start.
so well,
You know what I'm saying?
bingo.
We've talked
Sometimes
that.
the
Yeah.
hardest part of eating the elephant is taking the
Sure.
first bite,
Yeah,
right? Because you
absolutely.
know that you have to eat the entire thing.
And that's slowing the
And
anxiety down about having to eat the elephant.
if you overwhelm yourself, you
Yeah.
go, oh my God, I got this whole elephant. You think of the big picture for a second and you're like, fuck, this is big as shit.
Yeah.
I don't really know. And then for a moment, you have a temporary moment of clarity. You go, you know what? What if I just start with the ear, right? An
Yep.
elephant ear is a little bit smaller. I can get rid of
Man,
that.
I used
And
to
then you
eat
go,
elephant ears at the fucking
love
county
them
fair.
fucking things, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can
That's
I
why
can
I
eat an
said it to
elephant
begin
ear,
with.
you know?
But then you go, wait a minute. That thing's got a big ass trunk. That
Yeah.
trunk is heavy. Now, and then you just start reeling back
Yeah.
again. Well, now it's not the one problem. It's, well, the trunk's the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Look at these big old feet. Oh, I can't eat the feet. Oh, the trunk and the feet and the whole elephant. Well, it's not even that the
Yeah.
whole elephant's a problem anymore. It's that you just start nitpicking and you're
Yep.
bitching about whatever. And guys, we all do it. All of us linger in the small shit
Yep.
sometimes. It would be nice to be able to focus for a minute and get the shit done that we need to
Yeah.
get done. How many of us are putting off cleaning the room? How
Yep.
many of us are putting off folding the laundry?
Yep.
It's sitting in the basket, but we
Yep.
don't fucking fold it. How many of us are putting off doing the fucking dishes? We
Yep.
start to let them pile up a little bit. I'll get to it tomorrow. Why is all of this shit so hard to get to? All of us want to do it. It's unbelievably rewarding to get done with the shit. There's
Sure.
a sense of, I've done some shit. Why do we push all of these things off?
Right.
And it is purely because of plaguing thought process. It's because our brain knows that conserving energy for something big that's going to happen it's a natural response that we
Sure.
have. So we're
That makes
lazy
sense.
as fuck. Stay lazy. Just stay complacent. Wait here until the big thing happens, and then I can freak out and hurry up and go get it done.
Yeah.
And because that's how a lot of our brains
Damn, do you
operate.
feel called out, chat?
No, listen, I'm sorry, y'all.
No.
It's the truth, though.
No, it's truth. It's like, oh damn. That is how it be.
You know, dude, it takes some looking in the mirror sometimes and going, fuck, man, I literally am doing that too.
Yep.
I push off taking the garbage out sometimes. I push it down one extra time, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong, because you're saving the earth, right? Like
Sure.
you're not throwing away so many trash bags and whatever. I'm in
Recycle
with that.
more.
Bingo. I'm a recycler. Yeah, it is. It feels like there is the biggest plague that all of us have might sometimes be our own will to get up and take the next step, or to take the first step,
Yeah.
right? It's not the next even, it's the first.
Yeah.
Yep. And maybe a little THCV helps you focus in, get a little tunnel
What do you
vision.
like on the market that has THCV in it? What would you recommend if you could recommend a thing on the market that has THCV? Definitely check out. I think High Five has some THC vapes and sublinguals. I'm sure.
Maybe if it's
Whoa, that was noise. Dang,
wow, that's adorable.
Yeah, that's a new one. that was dope.
That was really neat. THCV for me right now. I mean, the tunnel vision would definitely get mentioned
Yeah.
because of the abundance
Sure.
of THCV in it. I do believe that there are some edibles out there that have
Yep.
a THCV. I want to say
Ooh,
that
Canna-
it is.
Cannabis.
Do they have
in
a
the green
THCV?
package,
That
yes,
could be
and
it. Yep,
dude,
you're absolutely right.
Those things
actually.
are dope.
Yep. I had the pomegranate ones recently.
Yeah.
They're nice. They're quicker acting. I
Yeah.
actually like them. I do
Yeah.
like the kind of gummies. But I think Betty's might even have
Betty's,
some
yeah,
fucking
good old
THCV
Betty's.
things right now that I would tell you rock and roll on that.
Okay.
Me individually also too. I don't use as much THCV respectfully as maybe I should. But I do know that we're seeing more products available.
That's dope.
Tunnel vision would be the one smoke wise,
Yeah.
and I recommend
Yes.
trying inhalation of anything first, because there is a more direct and a more immediate, here's what you're dealing with.
Mhm.
And it might not be that punchy THC intoxication.
Yep.
Or that super abundant, heady high that we like to feel. But it might be that gentle, like, fuck.
Yeah.
On the weekends when I want to get shit done and I don't want to take a fucking dab and then sit here for 3 hours and not do shit.
Yeah. Take a chance. Columbus did.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
1492, he sailed that ocean blue. Was it 1492?
Oh man,
15?
I can't even make the
16?
joke I want to. Anyway, we love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Bye.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.